Let's dive deep into the world of international business, IB, in pure English, looking at the practical mechanics, hidden dynamics, and real-world examples of who actually wins and who loses. When goods, services, and capital cross borders, it reshapes economies. Here is the comprehensive step-by-step breakdown. 1. The corporate arena companies. The winners, multinational corporations, MNCs. Global scale, economies of scale. If a company only sells within its home country, its growth is capped. By going global, a company can mass-produce goods in millions. This massive scale drives the cost per individual item down significantly, leading to higher profit margins. Risk diversification. Operating in multiple countries acts as an insurance policy. If the US economy hits a recession, the company doesn't collapse because its operations in India, Europe, or Southeast Asia can offset the losses. Access to specialized resources. Companies can source the best inputs from where they are cheapest or best, e.g., getting raw materials from Africa, manufacturing in Vietnam, and setting up tech support in India. Example, Netflix or Spotify. Once their software is built, expanding to new countries costs very little, allowing them to collect subscription fees worldwide and become global monopolies. The losers, small and domestic businesses. The price war defeat. Local family-owned businesses simply cannot compete with the massive marketing budgets, supply chain networks, and aggressive pricing strategies of global giants. Brain drain. MNCs usually offer much higher salaries, better perks, and global exposure. As a result, the top talent of a developing nation leaves local companies to work for foreign corporations, leaving domestic businesses struggling to innovate. 2. The public sphere consumers. The winners, the global consumer. Explosion of variety. Consumers are no longer restricted to what is produced locally. You can drive a Japanese car, Toyota, use an American phone, Apple, wear Italian fashion, Gucci, and eat Swiss chocolate, Lindt. Quality boost through competition. When international brands enter a market, local brands are forced to innovate and improve their quality just to survive. Example, the entry of global automakers into various Asian markets forced domestic car manufacturers to drastically upgrade their safety features, technology, and design. The losers, local identity and future wallets. Cultural homogenization. International business often leads to a loss of local culture. Traditional foods, clothing, and local entertainment are frequently replaced by westernized fast food chains, fast fashion brands, and Hollywood/global media. The monopoly trap. Initially, global companies burn cash to offer heavy discounts, killing all local competition. Once the local alternatives are dead, the global corporation controls the market and can raise prices at will. 3. Developing nations, e.g., India, Vietnam, Brazil. The winners, national economies and modernization. Foreign direct investment, FDI. When a foreign company sets up factories or offices, they bring billions of dollars into the host country, boosting the national GDP and strengthening the local currency. Infrastructure upgrades. To keep up with global standards, governments are forced to build world-class seaports, airports, high-speed highways, and stable power grids, which benefits the entire population. Employment and upskilling. Millions of youth get jobs. More importantly, they learn advanced Western management practices, coding standards, and engineering skills. The losers, the environment and low-wage workers. The race to the bottom. To attract foreign investment, developing countries sometimes keep their minimum wages low and labor laws relaxed. This can lead to sweatshop conditions where workers labor for 12 hours a day in poor conditions for minimal pay. Environmental degradation. Developed nations have incredibly strict environmental laws. To bypass this, heavy polluting industries, chemical plants, heavy manufacturing, are often shifted to developing nations with weaker environmental regulations, leaving the local population to deal with toxic waste and air pollution. 4. Developed nations, e.g., USA, Germany, Japan. The winners, intellectual property owners and investors. High value retention. Developed nations keep the brain of the business. The research, development, design, and branding happen in Silicon Valley, Munich, or Tokyo. This is where the highest profit margins lie. Shareholder wealth. The citizens who own stocks in these multinational companies see their wealth skyrocket as the company captures global market share. The losers, blue-collar working class. Deindustrialization, job outsourcing. Since manufacturing is shifted to cheaper countries, the local factory workers in rich countries lose their livelihood. This has hollowed out industrial towns in parts of the US and Europe. Rising economic inequality. The gap between the ultra-rich, who own the global corporations, and the working class, who lost their factory jobs, widens drastically, leading to social and political tension. Summary matrix. Entity. The Faida, win. The Nuksan, loss. MNCs. mass profits, lower production costs, global dominance. Currency fluctuation risks, political instability abroad, local businesses, opportunities to become suppliers to MNCs, often driven out of business by aggressive global competition. Consumers, unmatched variety, lower prices, higher quality, vulnerable to global monopolies and loss of local culture. Developing nations, massive job creation, infrastructure boom, tech transfer, exploitation of natural resources, pollution, low wages. Developed nations holds the intellectual property, massive incoming global wealth, loss of manufacturing jobs, rise in domestic wealth inequality. The ultimate takeaway: international business operates on a simple principle: capital and intellect reap the maximum rewards, while physical labor and natural resources bear the burden. If a country or company positions itself at the top of the chain, design, tech, branding, it wins. If it stays at the bottom, just providing raw materials or cheap manual labor, it gets exploited. Are you looking to understand this from a specific angle, such as starting an import-export business or how global trade tariffs work?